Hey guys, today I would like to introduce you to a neat little website called BitChute. You can get to it by going to bitchute.com, and it is a peer-to-peer video sharing website. You might watch a video on this website in a similar way to how you might watch it on YouTube, but the underlying technology is significantly different. It uses peer-to-peer web torrenting technology, which is all open source, which we like over here on this channel. So as you can see here, this is my channel on BitChute. You can find it by going to bitchute.com/channel/ChrisWere Digital. I will of course put a link to it down in the description below. And this is a pretty neat website because rather than me having to sort of upload a video and do the tags and the video description, the title and all that kind of stuff every single time I put up a video, I can link it to my YouTube channel. So anytime I update my YouTube channel, it'll come through on BitChute, which will allow you to watch videos either on YouTube as you always have or on my BitChute channel. Now, BitChute basically is a platform that allows you to torrent out your videos. So I quite like the idea of the peer-to-peer technology. The more people who use it, the faster and more reliable it gets. Whereas with more centralized services like YouTube and other websites, you will find that the more people who use it, the slower the service gets. So I've always thought that there's a lot of potential in peer-to-peer technology, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it today. So I quite like the technology behind it. There's a lot of other pretty neat websites and projects that use the same underlying technology, like file sharing that's peer-to-peer as well. So it's all pretty cool. Now this is my channel. As you can see here, it's got my latest videos, and it's got more videos of course on the side. I can click and watch a video. The sound isn't going to come on because I have muted this tab, but it loads up pretty quickly, as you can see there, and then it gives you a little bit of torrent information down at the bottom. Then there is also the descriptions, and below that the comments. So, you know, it's got all of that kind of stuff covered, and then I could just hop back to my channel. Now, as you can see, there are, I mean, considering I've only put up this BitChute channel a couple of days ago, it's pulling in a few views considering I haven't publicized it at all. So this, I would imagine, are views that come directly from the site. So it seems to have a few users there, which is pretty good. The site itself was actually recommended to me by HexDSL, and I will link to the video where he recommends it. HexDSL, by the way, my new favorite Linux channel, which you guys should definitely check out. I will, of course, put a link to it down in the description down below. Mostly focuses on Linux gaming, but there are a fair number of other videos that talk about distros and other stuff in the Linux world as well. So overall, really like this website. It looks good, it works well. However, the history behind video sharing websites is not a fruitful one. Most video websites that aim to go up against the likes of YouTube have generally failed pretty consistently. Now, I like that this doesn't sort of set itself up as an exact competitor to YouTube, but really just as a way of hosting videos in an alternative fashion using alternative technology, which is pretty good. And it also doesn't mean that like YouTubers that decide to branch out onto a second platform don't have to maintain it with the same amount of time and effort as we do with YouTube, because that's not just, it's not worth it financially, if nothing else, if we have to spend twice the time on what is essentially half the content. And usually channels that aren't YouTube, any social media channels that aren't YouTube, tend to get fewer views anyway, simply because YouTube is the second most commonly used search engine in the world, next to Google. Now, there is a common problem with websites that try and be like an alternative for mainstream social networks, and this doesn't just apply to YouTube, it applies to the likes of Twitter and Facebook as well, is that they'll often claim to be bastions of anti-censorship and free speech, but you will often find that it's often also a home to people that have been kicked out of places like YouTube or Twitter, often for bad behavior or extremist views or what have you. And what you don't really want is your content appearing side by side with people that have been banned or kicked off of YouTube or Twitter. And that can happen. And it can also or what can also happen is you get these kinds of channels and this kind of content become the most vocal content on these alternative platforms, and that isn't exactly content that you want your channel to be associated with. On YouTube, it's less of a problem because YouTube is just so big. No one associates like video A with video B just because they happen to be on the same page or played one after another. However, with BitChute, because it's such a smaller website, it could very well be the case that you are associated with other content on that website. It's a worry that I often have, but this time around, I don't think I'm going to let it stop me. But that is often what kills off a lot of websites that aim to compete with like mainstream social media sites, is that they just become a home for people that those mainstream social media sites don't want, and that can definitely lower the tone of conversation. And when it comes to social media, like, social media is made by the people who are on it, and if the only people who are on it are people who have been banned from elsewhere, it will reduce the quality of content. So I hope that doesn't happen with BitChute. I'm certainly going to be keeping an eye on it. Like I said, I'll put a link to my BitChute channel in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out. It'd be interesting to see how this ends up going. There are a decent number of views on it, considering I haven't, considering it's a very new channel and I haven't really promoted it at all. So yeah, I'll also link to HexDSL's video where he talks about it, and don't forget to subscribe to his channel if you are interested specifically in Linux gaming or anything else that channel has to offer. I will leave you there. That's about it from me today. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, and until next time, I've been ChrisWere and you've been awesome. Take care now.